Sige, moving on dito tayo sa Kupang. So Kupang, ano yung nakikita nyo dito? Punta tayo sa weekly. Bakit siya declared as a momentum play? Sige, sagutin ninyo.
Ah, pa-markup na sa nag-break siya, may break of resistance, markup na server. Tapos all
Okay.
is pointing upward.
Yon. Sa weekly time frame pa lang, kita mo ng bull turn control transitioning to a markup phase. Tapos freshly IPO'd stock lang din siya. So yun din yung mga preferred stock character natin or yung characteristic ng isang stock na gusto nating hinahanapan ng ganitong klaseng setup. Yung mga freshly IPO'd stocks. Yung tipong 3 years, 4 years, young pa lang na stock. Kasi yung kadalasan ng mga yon ng mga ganitong klaseng stocks, may institutional accumulation. Tulad nito, Kupang, somewhat may institutional accumulation. Although, I'm not yet sure if magmamaterialize tong trade na to. But I am positioning. Diba? I am positioning. So kumbaga, it's a mix of momentum but merong onting momentum aspect. No? So I bought this name with the idea of a momentum play. Pero since fresh transition pa lang siya to a markup phase, ang laki pa ng upside potential niya, 'di ba? Laki pa ng upside potential niya. So starting with the end in mind, ang main targets mo dyan is at around $40 eh. Sasakto dun sa 1618. $40 round number, tapos 1618 level. So dalawang price targets. It's either yung measured target from this trading range, 2:1, ay yung 200% level niya, papasok sa $30 eh. Tapos meron pa tayong swing high dito. May structure resistance tayo at this level. So, confluencing siya. So, it's either ang gawin ko dito, sakyan ko siya, ibenta ko yung kalahati at around $30 or selling ako on the way up, and then gagamitin ko yung position ko from this point as may anchor point para matrade ko yung other setups na ipepresent na itong name na to. Para hindi ako yung ngarag na ngarag sa average price, di ba? So, yun yung parang component ng hybrid plays, although hindi nyo pa na-encounter, no? So, it's a mix of selling half, tapos trading another momentum setup. Parang may fina-finance siya. Fina-finance nung unang position mo, yung risk na iti-take mo for the coming setups. Although hindi pa naman siya nagmamaterialize, di ba? Pero theoretically, parang inano mo na siya, sinimulate mo na siya most likely magko-consolidate, magpo-pullback dito. So, bebenta kang konti. So, kunyari, bumili ako 100 shares dito. Sell half ako at this level, 50 shares. Tapos, kunyari, mag-create ng pullback. I can buy the pullback or I can buy the breakout of the pullback channel. So, halos risk-free na yung trade na yun, di ba? Halos risk-free na siya. So, isa yun sa trading plan ko for Kupang. Although hindi pa siya totally nagmamaterialize, di ba? So, $288 gain pa lang siya. Di pa niya nakaka-cancel yung risk overall. So, do you have any questions on this trade idea and this approach sa Kupang? Jack, Carlos.
Total deployment ba ng server? Yung profit mo for the next play? Or risk management pa rin?
Paanong total deployment ng
For example,
ng
may pagka TP mo dyan, tapos may setup.
yung parang position sizing, no?
Yes,
Tama?
so, yep.
Sige. Actually, since 'di ba tinuro ko yung different styles of scaling in, 'di ba? So
Yes.
may three types. It's either you're treating it as a per setup basis. So this is considered as one setup. The next setup is gonna be treated independently. So tipong kunwari, ang pinakita dito, kunyari nag-pullback siya. Bumili ka ng 100 shares at this area. Sabihin natin 100 shares dito. Nagbenta kang 50 shares. Ngayon, in this pullback, ang lumabas, kailangan mong bumili ng 100 shares ulit, 'di ba? 100, sabihin natin 200 shares. Since
Okay.
pwede ka naman mag-tight stop. So, pwedeng ganun yung approach mo. Or, better, ang gawin mo, you can buy the same number of shares. Parang binayback mo lang yung binili mo, yung binenta mo at this level.
Okay.
So, lalabas na 100 shares ulit yung magiging total possession mo at the breakout. So, at least, yung average price mo is at the midpoint of these two levels, di ba? These two levels, rather. Kasi di ba may E1 ka, may entry 1 ka dito. May entry 2 ka dito.
Mm-mm.
If same quantity lang din yung bibilin mo, papatak na yung average entry price mo is nandito sa midpoint.
Average
Tama ba?
E1 at E2. Okay.
So it actually depends with you, no? Parang depende sa objective mo. If you want to be aggressive, you can treat it as a different setup. Ang problem niyan, it's either ang mangyayari diyan, aangat yung average price mo, mas topped out ka. Pero ang upside nun is if gumana yung trade, mas malaki yung profit potential.
Mm.
'Di ba? So that's number 1. Number 2, choice number 2, lower average price, same quantity of shares lang, parang binayback mo lang. Ang advantage nun, hindi ka madaling mawi-whipso, pero mas maliit, hindi naman mas compared sa choice number 1, maliit lang yung magigain mo on the way up. So it actually depends on you. It's up to you. If ako yung tatanungin mo, ano yung gagawin kong style? Depende siya sa current portfolio standing ko. If I have a profit buffer, yung tipong I'm at a profit, meron akong luxury to take aggressive trades, I'm gonna pick choice number 1. I'm gonna treat this as another setup. Para if ever na umangat pa siya, mas malaki pa yung magigain ko. And I have the luxury kasi na okay lang ma-whip, ibalik ko yung gains or tipong ma-break-even trade ako. Ang punto kasi, at the end of the day, may profit ka pa rin eh. Profit buffer ka na eh. May profit buffer ka na. Kunyari, tipong yung portfolio standing ko is at break-even or I'm being defensive kasi may binabawi akong drawdown. Choice number 2 yung pipiliin ko. Alam niyo na yung idea behind choice number 2. Mas conservative siya. Pero, if it materialize, makukuha mo yung objective mo na mabawi yung drawdown mo or to get your profit objective, diba? Giving you that profit buffer. So, yun yung art of possession sizing. And the art of scaling in. Tsaka yung case-to-case basis on how you will approach the trade. Tama ba? Na-gets mo ba yung idea? Yung main concept?
Gets, sir.
So, ano siya? Art and science siya actually, no? Yung science part, kasi kalkulado mo ng mabuti. Yung art aspect is yung discretion mo. Tama?
Tama.
Kasi hindi ko naman siya may tuturo sa inyo like, dapat ganito yung gawin ninyo, set in stone yan. Mahirap yung ganun. Kasi 'di ba mamaya sabihin ko sa inyo, treat it as an individual setup, 'di ba? Or parang yung dalawang trades na yun, treat it as individual setups. Yun pala mangyayari. Ang laki na ng position size mo on the second setup, mawi-whip ka lang or baka mangyari diyan, hindi mo ma-execute na maayos yung orders mo, malaki pa yung maging talo mo. Nangyari na yun sa akin. I was tranching on the way up. I was aggressively tranching on the way up. And then nagulat na lang ako, na-hit yung stops order ko kasi nag-gap down. Ang laki nung position size ko. Hindi ko na napansin na hindi ko pala na-move yung orders ko. So, yung stop order ko, initially, yun yung na-hit. Kaya ako nagkaroon ng, instead of break-even trade, ang nangyari was a 2 VAR loss. 1 to 2 VAR loss. So imagine that. Profit ka na, nag-scale in ka, lumalaki yung position size mo or yung volume mo in the trade with the objective na if gumalaw pa siya on the way up, mas malaki yung profit mo. Pero ang naging ending is loss pa, 'di ba? So that's the problem with that approach, no? Hindi naman total problem pero you need to be aware of those risks, 'di ba? When scaling in on the way up. Kasi concentration, tawag doon concentration risk. Kasi nako-concentrate yung capital mo in one name. Pero ang upside naman nun, if gumana yung trade, laki ng gain mo, 'di ba? So based on experience in the Philippine market, sa akin Philippine market, scaling in on the way up is advisable. Lalong-lalo na when the market is bullish. Kunyari right now, I think we are in the market transition na we can have concentrated bets na ulit. So kasi nandun ka na sa lower interest rates, tapos Goldilocks era in the Philippine economy or Philippine market, mababa yung inflation, tumataas ang growth. So may other aspects din, 'di ba? Hindi lang siya total technicals. Pero actually technicals makikita mo naman 'di ba? Na we are transitioning to a marketplace in the PSE. So it actually depends on the market environment pa rin, 'di ba? On ano yung magiging bias mo. Should I go focus on having concentrated bets or should I focus on diversifying tulad ng ginagawa ko in the US market? So since mas trip ko na ganitong tina-turn over ko yung account ko, swing trading, momentum trading, mas comfortable ako with that in the US market. Pero concentrated bets in the US market, pwede rin naman, pero you have to ano yung tamang term doon? You have to gain it na parang tawag dito, you need to have the profit buffer, have the luxury to make concentrated bets. Kasi kung wala kang profit buffer tapos mag-create ka ng concentrated bets, baka pag magkamali ka, gumawa ka ng malaking hukay sa account mo. And remember na pag gumawa ka ng malaking hukay sa account mo, it takes 2 times the effort, the gains to recover that drawdown. Tama?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the main lesson. No, based from experience na rin yan. And I hope na hindi nyo siya gawin, yung mga ganong klaseng bagay. Kasi syempre, ang ganda ng idea, di ba? Concentrated bets, laki nung kita mo, yada. Pero you need to, you need to gain it na magkaroon ka ng luxury to make concentrated bets. Yun
So
yung
kung for example, sir, ang starting, let's say, sabihin natin 100K na peso. So, mas maganda ba na i-divide mo siya siguro into 2 or 3 na parang mga stocks na hahawakan mo para kalat lang?
Yeah, tawag doon diversification, 'di ba? So for example, I have a 100K portfolio, limited up to 25,000 pesos per name, per stock. So ganun. So for example, ito, ipakita ko yung current portfolio ko in the Philippine market. So dito sa portfolio na to, may mandate is to limit my possession to 33%. 33% per possession. Wait lang Yan. Ano ba yan? Yan. So 33%, 25 to 33%.
Wow.
So I have 4 possessions, CNPF, GTCAP, ICT, MWC. ICT is currently break even or loss pa siya. MWC okay naman siya at again yung risk ko per trade for each setup is around 9,000 pesos, 8,000 pesos. Wow. So actually ito canceled na yung risk with MWC. CNPF also canceled risk. GTCAP is my leading name. Yan yung leading name ko. So portfolio allocation is 33% halos, 'di ba? 33%. So may limitation siya. Para at least pag dumating sa point na mag-turn yung market, maging bearish again, tapos hindi ko ma-execute yung stops ko. Worst case scenario is a slippage of 3 VAR, 2 VAR. Maliit na siya, 'di ba? Well, malaki siya, 'di ba? Pero dahil dun sa diversification limit, it limits the drawdown. It improves your worst case scenario. Imagine mo na lang, GTCAP, nag-all-in ako 100% of my portfolio. In hindsight, magandang idea, di ba? Nangyari na
Yeah.
Nangyari na siya So, sabihin natin 1 million, in-all-in ko dyan. 10% non 100K gain. Paano kung in-all-in ko, tapos ang nangyari is minus 5%? 5 VAR loss na kagad yun. Di ba? Unlike if you're gonna diversify 33%, i-hard stop mo at 33%, magka-loss man yan ng 50% in a day. Kunyari, in some event na talagang Black Swan event with GT Cup, 50% loss in a position with a 33% position size or diversification or allocation in a stock. Halos 15% lang ng port mo yung mawawala. 'Di ba? Hindi yung tipong wipe out. So, yun yung magandang question yung tinanong mo, Jack, no? So, yun yung importansya ng portfolio allocation. Yun. So, do you have any question, guys?